All you have to do is close your eyes and listen.
Welcome to episode 11 of TSGG Chat. I'm your host, Kevin Bork. We've got a great show this week. We're talking about Spider-Man, Resident Evil 2, Octopath Traveler. A Bioware employee leaves after 22 years. Microsoft announces their game revenue for the year. And Nathan Fillion becomes Nathan Drake. But first, head over to tsgg.online and sign up for our weekly newsletter. It's completely free, and it comes with a welcome gift for becoming a member. Also follow us on Twitter at @TheSocialGG and watch our YouTube videos. When you do, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. That's youtube.com/thesociety. We would like you to consider going over to patreon.com/TSGG to see the many subscription levels that we offer. For only $1 a month, you will get early access to almost all of the podcasts and videos we offer for free on services like Apple Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, Google Play Music, Spotify, and YouTube. Why wait longer when it's only $1? Now let's meet our panel. This week we've got Jake, Brett, and Brennon, the partners. Welcome, guys.
Thanks for having me, Kev.
Good to be here.
Hello.
Another week, another episode.
Jake's made it 1 second in, already giggling to himself. This should be a good one.
Should be fun.
Well, we made it past the intro, so
Yeah,
that's
that was-
positive.
I was honestly impressed with him.
I held it in. I really tried.
Proud of you.
So we got actually a lot to cover this episode. Where would you like to start?
Well, you said Spider-Man, so
We're
let's
gonna
start
go
with
right into
Right
Spider-Man.
into Spider-Man. So the PS4 Pro limited edition Spider-Man version was announced for $399.99 typical Pro price. Also, they came out with a new story trailer and announced a new villain as well. And did you guys catch the trailer?
I did not.
I did not.
No. So they announced Silver Sable, and she looks pretty badass. And from this trailer, it kind of looks like there's like a team of 3 that's going on in the narrative here. It looks like it's Peter, Lois, and Miles.
Oh, dope.
Interesting.
Because they're discussing things, and Peter, there's like an action montage, and Peter's getting fucked up. So Miles mentioned something like, is this where I start, or something like that. It's kind of like a teaser. Still no reveal that he's actually going to take up the mantle, but we're pretty much certain he's going
Pretty
to.
much
So.
told.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And they also announced the third costume that you're going to get for pre-ordering.
Mm-hmm.
Because they've been slowly revealing that over time. They got the Spider-Punk version, Iron Spider from Infinity War, and they just announced the Volt suit, I think is what it's called. And he's got like streaks of lightning going through it. It's illuminated like a
And do they
teal
have,
color.
like different abilities or anything, or are they just cosmetic?
I don't know I think it's probably just cosmetic, but there's going to be tons of suits in there.
Right.
And yeah, retro stuff too. So, but this edition comes with that DLC pack,
Mm-hmm.
and to me, it's the best PS4 Pro I have seen so far.
Kingdom Hearts 3 better.
Kingdom Hearts 3 is right up there. Okay, it's a
gotta
tie.
be for you
It's a
as well.
tie.
It's got to be your personal preference anyway, because Spider-Man for you is like the hype.
It is,
So,
but I would say it's probably a tie because that Kingdom Hearts one is beautiful. The
I just
black
like
and
the
gold
colors
is so
Yeah,
nice.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
so nice.
And the controller. If
Funnily enough, also TSGG's color scheme. Just
it
saying.
is true.
I'm not saying they stole it from us, but I'm saying that they
Yeah.
stole it.
No royalties for you.
So I have a
Yeah.
question about this because I never really look into the buying the PlayStation 4 Pro and
Yeah.
everything else come with it. Does it come with the collector's edition of the game or just by itself?
No, it comes with a hard copy of the game and the pre-order bonus. But no, it's not the deluxe or the collector's edition.
If it did, it'd be like $550 instead of the.
super.
Yeah, the collector's
400.
edition I think is $150.
I don't like that they're going up in price with collector's editions right now.
It makes a
don't
lot
know.
of sense because they just wanna
$150 to
keep pushing more and more
$199 is
stuff into
average,
it.
Yeah,
really.
it's
Yeah,
pretty-
those are fine, but I've seen
Yeah.
quite a few, and we'll be talking about one later that's getting up there, and I'm worried about it. I don't want to see if they were going to put more content in there, I'd understand a collector's edition, but they're staying with that
Set
traditional
amount. Right?
traditional content and not giving us more and raising the price on it.
Yeah. Well, it also depends on what you're getting, because when you're talking about figures and sculptures, it depends on who's making them. Because if somebody like who's the most known for the figures that make the ultra realistic ones? Was it Sideshow?
Todd McFarlane.
Todd McFarlane?
Yeah, that's McFarlane's like the whole thing. He makes figurines. He's made all of them for most every video game ever. Are you talking about like people who've made it for collector's editions?
Like the collectibles, yeah. No. Like Sideshow. Have you seen some of their collectibles? They're unbelievable. Like they did the Star Wars characters and like young Luke Skywalker and stuff like that, and they look just like the actual people. They did a Joker one from the original Batman film.
Mm-hmm.
It looks just like Jack Nicholson. It's crazy. But like that kind of quality, you got to pay for it.
Right, naturally.
Some of these figures alone cost $400 to $500. So I'm not saying Sideshow's making these, but it depends on like who's making them and
Right.
the quality of the figurine. Like for me personally, the Darksiders one, it's not worth it.
Right.
Those
And
figures
that's
just
that's
don't
one
look
of the
like
things
it.
I was meaning, just because we had just spoken about it, and to see like a collector's edition for a big game like Spider-Man come out at $150, which is the price point you expect for a collector's edition, and then to see a game like Darksiders, which kind of it's big, but it doesn't have the
More niche
fan base
than,
that Spider-Man would have. To
Right.
have a $400 price point, like that's
$400 is just so much.
That's
insane.
crazy.
Yep.
and that's not even like
And it doesn't have all the content. And it's not like it has all the DLC
No,
and stuff
no.
like
Right.
that.
No, you
It's
don't even
just-
get that,
right.
or you don't even get the other versions of the games.
right, and you
So-
just pre-ordered an entire PS4 special edition.
Yeah,
for
you're getting the
exact same
console.
price.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's
You're
crazy.
getting the console plus the game
Plus
for the
the
same
pre-order
price
bonus.
as the console. So you're essentially getting a free game plus a limited edition version of the PlayStation 4
Right, with a,
So
with
that's-
a limited edition controller.
and the controller too. Yeah, the controller is really really cool. So it's Spider-Man's red, and then the buttons are all white, and the shoulder buttons are white as well, and then the circle.
Analog sticks are also
Triangle.
white.
Yep, they're white. Circle, triangle, square, and X are
Not
red.
like a white though. They're like an off-white, like a kind of a gray almost, like the
his
spider in
suit.
his
It's the
suit.
white
Yeah,
spider.
that's
I
Exactly
would have
what
liked
it
like
is.
a white, like a web skin kind of in the background. They could have made it better. I mean,
Yeah.
it's pretty plain as far as controllers
plain,
go.
but-
There's no skin or anything like
That's
that.
actually
It's
the
still
part
a nice
that
touch to
I
it,
think
though.
the
But yeah,
PlayStation
it's
for
better
me,
than
Sleek.
no controller.
right? The PlayStation for me beats the Kingdom Hearts one. The actual PlayStation, the controller for Kingdom Hearts for me beats the Spider-Man controller.
I'm with
when
you
I
there.
Look at it that way.
I'm with you there.
There's just so much more detail on the Kingdom Hearts 3 controller.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that controller is the best I've seen on any edition of them. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Because, man, just the spider emblem on the center of that
looks so
console
clean.
is so
It looks
good.
so clean the
It's
way
very
it is.
good.
It is
for
so
sure.
good. Yeah. And it's a nice color red, too. I like that. So, yeah, so that's coming out on September 7th. And that story trailer is really intriguing because I just want to know how...
They're gonna
Are you going to be playing as these three? Are you only going to be playing as Peter?
I'm pretty
They're
sure
not-
they already said you were going to be playing as Mary Jane.
They did say,
Fairly certain.
yeah.
Interesting. So we'll have to see what's going on with that. If we're gonna be playing Mary Jane, that already has the element of switching the main. Like you're, if the,
What
if
did I say? I didn't say Mary
You
Jane,
said
did
You
I?
said Lois. I
Wow.
was gonna
And nobody
say
corrected me on
I was
that?
gonna-
Holy
Yeah.
Like,
shit,
you had
guys.
it.
But-
But happen.
Wow, guys. Come on.
We
you gotta
just we're
correct
just
me
here
on
to
that.
nod and wave at you.
You just went along with it. And
I
you
mean-
just said Mary Jane, and I was like, wait a minute. I didn't say Mary
We
Jane.
all
What did
know
I
Lois
was
man.
fairly confused
I
on who
thought it-
Lois was. I didn't want
I
to
thought
come
it-
off as dumb by saying
Was it
who
No,
the
Gwen?
because
fuck
we
is
were talking
Lois?
about
Gwen was
the DC universe
a lady.
before this episode.
Yeah,
we were
'cause
talking
wasn't
about
she
DC
the-
universe,
him
and
and him and Mary Jane.
I got
confused
things
for a little
mixed
while.
up.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that's
Gwen was
apologies
there.
on my part.
Mary Jane.
It definitely Mary Jane. So it was
Yes.
it was Peter, Mary Jane, and Miles that were standing there.
Yes.
Lois Lane is not in this game.
Weirdly enough, Spider-Man's a woman or Superman.
Okay, you're on my level.
Moving on.
I'm glad it's just not me tonight.
Jesus.
Terrible. Bad,
And I've
bad,
been
bad.
playing Injustice too. That's really bad.
I mean, she's dead in that. So, spoilers. Sorry, guys.
Wow.
It's a year-old game.
Injustice.
That's a couple
1 is
years, isn't it?
several years old.
Yeah, but Injustice 2 is.
Because
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
she
it
dies
is
in the
in
2
first,
years.
so,
Yeah.
That's way old.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
I'm good.
Oh, you're good.
I'm good.
Like
Oh, all right.
spoilers. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Not
No,
as bad as
he's
Kevin
not.
and Brett.
He's not sorry.
I'm not at
He's
all.
liar.
It's like 5 years old.
Get
So
over
that's
it.
yeah. So
It's free
I'm
on
pretty
Game
pumped
Pass.
to see that. It's a general action trailer, more of the
The fighting.
more of the
and-
same. Yeah, it's just announcing the silver
I mean,
sable.
it comes out in a month and a half.
I'm
so
just excited
Yeah.
to kick people off buildings.
Yeah, I'm
We've seen
pretty
so
pumped
many
for
Give me
it.
that, and I'll be happy.
all the gadgets are what I'm excited for. All the
Yeah.
stuff that changes. That's why I asked if the suits were only cosmetic because during the E3 stuff that they did about it, they actually spoke about how you would get the different suits and that they may have an impact. They didn't. They wouldn't say. So
I would
I'm
guess
wondering
no.
if they.
Well, we're just about a month away, and we still don't know what the collector's edition sculpture is yet, because it still says 2018 reveal on it.
It's gonna
Summer,
be Doc Ock
summer 2018.
holding up
Oh,
Spider-Man.
dude,
Calling it.
I hope that's
oh,
it.
man, I'd forget.
I
You'd have to
really
buy
hope
the
that's it.
collector's edition and the.
I already got
PlayStation.
I already did.
Oh, got
You're
it.
gonna have
Yeah,
two
I did.
games.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's,
I
good
already
news
did
for
that.
everybody listening to the podcast. That's all I'm saying.
2 copies.
What can we do with the
Extra
second
copy.
one?
What are we
I
gonna do
will
with that?
play them both.
Interesting.
2 different PS4s
At the
Same
same
time.
time. Come one, come all. Okay, so that's all we got for Spider-Man. We will definitely be talking about that upon release, and we'll do an unboxing video for
sure.
that collector's
Without a
edition,
doubt.
and we'll also do an unboxing video for the PS4 itself as well. So,
As well as the Kingdom Hearts when that comes
and
out.
the Kingdom
for
Hearts, which
sure.
is that's January, right?
January 29th.
Yeah,
Can't wait.
Could you tell we're excited?
a little bit. Jake sounds so excited.
Thank you, Jake, for that excitement. We
Wow.
appreciate that level
felt that.
of excitement.
I'm holding it in internally.
Got it.
Thank you.
So we're gonna move on to another collector's
That's a nice
edition
shirt you
that
have on,
was
by the way.
announced.
Is it new?
Yeah, I love that shirt.
No, I've had this for a while.
It looks brand new.
It's a very nice shirt. He's
It
not
has
wrong.
the Triforce on it for all of you that are listening to us.
I don't know what the
Which one?
relevance here is.
It's just
but
a good
It's
shirt.
it's a
just
very
really-
nice shirt.
just
We
really
like
cool.
it. I love it.
Did I tell you it glows in the dark?
When
Yeah,
we have
you said
video
that.
with these guys, you'll be able to see.
You're gonna
but
see it in the group play videos.
Yeah, that's gonna be in our first group play, Mortal Kombat.
Perhaps
Where
your second one.
nobody has ever played
maybe
this
the third
game
and
or
fourth
practiced
as
it.
well.
It's gonna be in some.
Yeah, never touched any of the group play games we're gonna play, guys. That's a promise.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've
And
never
Actually,
ever.
never even seen them played. Not
What is
ever.
Mortal Kombat?
Never heard
Never
of
heard
What's Injustice
Kevin's
2?
shirt.
it. They
Weird.
can't see the shirt
Not
now.
Yeah, guys, don't look at the shirt in the group play. They were
Kevin is
recorded on
wearing.
different days.
Rocking it.
We promise.
So next up is Resident Evil 2, which is coming out January 25th. GameStop has an exclusive collector's edition, and that price tag is $199, which is really not that bad for what you get.
Pretty standard.
I disagree.
Do you
think
get a
so?
power armor
All right,
helmet?
so you get power. Okay, that,
Because
you got
that's
me there.
$200.
Because that was also $200.
That was $200, but that's also
And it has a
Bethesda.
voice changer on
They
it.
love
so,
gamers.
Voice modulator. Yep.
Instantaneously.
It did.
It was
Sold
gone.
out
We
so
didn't
Yes,
even
quick.
get a
could have
chance for that
sounded like
one.
me, but you can't. Okay, so this comes with the deluxe edition of the game. You get the full game, special deluxe packaging, an extra DLC pack card. You get Leon's costume of the Arkley Sheriff. You get Leon's costume of Noir, and you get Claire's costume military, Claire costume Noir, Claire costume Elza Walker, and you get a deluxe weapon Samurai Edge Albert model. And you get the original version for the soundtrack swap. So you can listen to the original soundtrack when you're playing
That's
this
kind of dope.
game.
You mentioned DLC. Like there's a there's a
Yeah.
season pass or something like that.
Getting there.
Jake,
So-
give him a minute.
You also get the Leon
I
S.
appreciate your
Kennedy
excitement.
RPD version figure. This is an expertly crafted 12-inch figure of Leon on his first day in his new RPD police uniform, recreated to mirror his in-game design down to the smallest details. Ben's File art book, a 32-page book left behind by Ben Bertolucci, a freelance journalist who makes an appearance in Resident Evil 2. This file contains photos and files documenting events after the Raccoon City tragedy and was filed away as a highly confidential document by the U.S. government. It's never been seen by public until now. You also get the digital soundtrack, a voucher code for a 25-track album featuring new songs from the remake, as well as a selection of arrangements from the original. And finally, you get the RPD renovation design poster. This is a diagram reminiscent of blueprints. This poster illustrates how the building was renovated and transformed from a museum to a police facility when work was being done on the building in 1969.
Wow.
So it's quite a bit of stuff you get
Oh yeah.
for $200, and it comes in the
But was there a
inventory
power armor
box, so
helmet?
that's pretty cool too.
The box is cool. The figure's cool. The poster's cool. The rest of it is just kind of thrown in there.
I like the soundtrack stuff. That's pretty cool. And
Yeah,
if you're the soundtrack guy like Kevin, that's definitely a big deal to you.
The
I
art
mean,
book
I
sounds good
would
to
say
me.
150
The art book
probably
is
a better
cool.
price point,
I
but 200
would
is not
like
that bad.
$150.
Certainly not.
To be
400.
fair, like they give you a poster that has like some neat actual like
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
but-
the blueprints.
details of like I didn't know
I
that.
bet you that'll look pretty cool.
I wasn't aware that Resident
It'll
Evil
look pretty
became so
cool.
in depth.
For sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I just don't
This comes
see
so this and the
$200 there.
packaging is the item box, like and represents in-game item
Yeah?
boxes. Yeah, and that's the collector's
Like a
box
loot
on the
crate?
outside. Yeah, the item box from
Right.
The
Yeah.
game itself, right?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've just been playing so
For
much
sure, like-
Yeah.
RuneScape
Yeah.
that all I could think of is the caskets.
Stop
Like
with the
those
RuneScape.
RuneScape
all
is
I-
ruining you.
RuneScape.
That's all I could think of when you said it. Little casket.
So I don't know.
Any other
Personally,
news?
like the 12-inch figure, that's
Yeah,
I think it's worth
that's
$200.
probably a big chunk
I
of
really
that
do.
is the
I
figure
looked
itself.
at it. The figure, for me, I guess it's also that I'm not really a Resident Evil guy.
Yes,
so
we
I
have
guess that could be.
no attachment to that.
Yeah.
Even
So-
if you like do the math of it, like you're getting a DLC pass, which usually is like what $20.
25.
I think
Yeah.
no. I think the DLC pack is those costumes.
Oh, then never mind. Forget it. Forget what I
Plus,
said.
forget what
It's
forget
the
what you said.
costumes, the soundtrack swap,
Right.
and the samurai
'Cause
edge
it's a
sword.
remake, so there's no way they'd
Yeah.
have
The
DLC.
The figure's what going to be $40, $50 usually. They have those types
Well,
of
it's a
figures.
12-inch, so it'd probably be
100.
$100. Yeah.
So I mean, a poster, art book. That's
yeah, but
soundtrack. that's-
Soundtrack. It's
yeah.
typical.
Yeah, that's
Typical
fine.
stuff.
I mean,
I
collected
would say
box.
say
it's a
150,
collector's. It's a
but,
collector's box.
Like
It
I
does
said,
make
that's not a
sense.
terrible price. I can see
No.
people paying it
I just-
absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially if especially since it's a big nostalgia hit for a
Exactly.
lot of people.
That's
Yeah.
the thing that I don't have that may make up that $50 for
I'm-
people.
I'm
is
with
that
you
they have
there.
that.
Because I never played Resident Evil 2.
Right. So for me, like looking at the figure, I'm like, okay, it's a cool figure, but like $200 for me, no. But then
Why are you looking at me?
There's gonna be old people like
You
Kevin
get a question?
who did play the game, and that figure really meant something to who they were
Mm.
when they were 40. Back,
Am I
back
gonna
20
drop a
years
bomb
ago.
on you right now, real
Back
quick?
20 years ago. Go ahead.
I am not pre-ordering this.
No,
Oh,
That is a.
I mean
not.
he's
That
bought
did- that
7
did-
PlayStations.
that
in the
just
last
culture
2
shocked
days,
me
so
a
it makes
second
sense.
I put it all on Spider-Man.
Yeah, I got that.
I want to go back to Spider-Man for a moment
Oh my God.
because
We
there
went
was
back to
You're
th-
bankrolling
there were
the game,
more
so you talk about it as much as you want.
there were more items that I forgot to mention.
Oh, okay.
So you get the Spidey suit pack. I did mention that, but they also give you 5 extra skill points, so you get a head start.
that's
on
awesome.
Word.
Early unlock of a
the
spider
pay to
drone gadget. When you mentioned gadgets,
See?
I
I
wanted
think-
to go in
I
and
think
take a look at
does
that
have
because
something to do with the suit.
you get the early unlock of the spider drone gadget. You unleash a mobile spider drone to distract and web your enemies.
That's dope.
You get the Spider-Man PS4 custom theme and PSN avatar.
Now, the
This is 150, by the way.
like the extra 5, yes.
Hmm?
So when I
exactly.
compare,
No,
the
no,
two
this
of
is with the PS4 Pro.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait, that's
Yeah.
So what about the collector's edition?
so
those,
that's
those
a
things
free
don't come
game
with it.
and all that.
The
comes
collector's
with it,
edition,
so-
I'd have to
Yeah,
look
that's
up if you
absolutely
guys
awesome.
want to talk for a moment. I can look that up when we go back to
Okay,
it.
yeah, take a look at that.
Okay.
Because,
I'll take a look at that. But
because if that is all included in a huge game like Spider-Man for the 150 price point, that's a big. thing that I want people to look at and say, okay, so this is what we should be doing because this is what they're doing, and this is a huge market game.
So with Spider-Man, though, we've seen a lot of commercials about it. Do you guys think it's going to be a lengthy game?
Yes.
Yeah.
Really?
At least 30 hours.
Ooh.
It's open world, so
Yeah, it's totally open world.
I'm sure you can linearly. That's a hard word to say.
They keep.
You can run it linearly. I'm
One-
sure.
yeah.
In like 10 to 15 hours.
Oh, you're
You're
just
not
talking about the main campaign, or
not
you're talking
supposed to
about
do that.
completion?
Let's talk about main campaign.
We're always talking about
Main
Main
campaign,
campaign, probably 10 hours.
yeah, probably
10
10
to
to
15.
15.
If
I
you
was
just hit
thinking,
that. I'm gonna say 100%, probably 40 hours.
Yeah.
But for
Unless they
me-
really throw like the
unless they
200
make
feather
it-
things from Assassin's Creed in there, then it might take longer, and I'll never do it anyway. So
if they
who
make
cares?
it where you're like the campaign bosses are difficult and you really need to run around and level up and do all these things and get gadgets and everything like that, then it's going to be a longer campaign because it forces you to do those side things, which I actually prefer in an open world game because they put so much effort into the developing the open world and all of the side quests, all of the collectibles, all those things that it's kind of a waste for me to just linearly run the game. I'm getting better at saying
I
the word,
hope
by the
it's
way.
I mean, most of us usually try to complete it to a certain point. So for
the
the
thing I
Yeah,
want.
but there are
is-
those gamers that just want to play the campaign. We know
Right.
that. So
Brennan,
Thank you, Jake.
no,
So
I'm gonna cut him off again because he does it to you all the time. I don't. Actually
We all
I
have-
know,
do
I'm
it to
surprised that
Jake.
you gave him a moment to
I was
speak.
actually gonna let him go, so that's I appreciate it, Jake.
I'm just gonna talk about.
But as far as that goes, I hope the bosses are on like a set difficulty. So if you do take the time to do side stuff and you get higher level, then you kind of can just melt them when you do face them.
that's fair.
Because I don't really like games that scale bosses because they tend to be easy. Because they're your level, so you should
Yeah.
be able to beat them without an issue. Whereas opposed to games like this, if you try and just steamroll the campaign, you can run into stuff that will absolutely destroy you, like The Witcher 3, for example.
You guys make fun of me for Anthem, but that comes up at least once a
Oh,
podcast.
I love that game. But anyway,
So about that though, how many villains do you think are going to be actually in it, and how many
All
of
of
them?
them.
5 to 6 probably.
5 to 6.
So we just talked about how
Well,
they're gonna let us play possibly play
villains.
Miles,
Well, there's 6.
Peter.
The Sinister Six.
Right.
Plus Silver Sable. That's 7.
That's 7.
Plus, in this story trailer, there are hidden gems. I'm pretty sure I saw Venom standing on the side of a
Stop.
building.
Oh,
Don't get me
bless.
excited.
I'm pretty sure he was there.
Don't
Oh.
get me excited.
Ooh.
All right, so that said,
Venom's,
probably 10
Venom, the
10 to
greatest
12.
anti-hero of any series.
So
of
that
any
means
time ever.
If
So-
Venom's there,
The prison.
Carnage.
Yeah. Well, that's like. Because if they go the route of Assassin's Creed and start doing updates,
They can
like-
release new villains
Yeah.
as they go. Yep.
so
which seems to be the path that a lot of video games are going towards now.
I
more
want
so
that.
than before.
because this is an
Constant.
open
It's
New
a
York.
good
Exactly.
thing.
It's
Absolutely.
a-
And
such
the
a
last,
brilliant thing.
like when they did the gameplay, when they finally did it, because we were all concerned about what this game was, and then they were like, "No, it's open New York." And here, they went up to the tallest building and they did a pan shot, and they were like,
Mhm.
"Yeah, you can just go anywhere you want,
That's amazing.
do whatever you want."
They said, "Hey, remember Spider-Man 2?"
And then
Here
they were
it is
like,
again.
"Oh, by the way, it's a fully
Here's
detailed city
2018
and
version.
it's completely seamless. So have fun in
I
New
would
York."
take a remastered Spider-Man 2.
So they hinted to Venom. Now, do you think Venom's going to be a good?
Possibly hinted at Venom. I'm going to
Okay,
research this with a
so-
magnifying glass.
Another
and
question?
See if I see Venom standing on the side.
So me and you on Venom, do you think he's going to be a good guy or a bad guy?
I think he's going to be a good guy.
Ooh.
What?
Oh,
So if
This
if
is
we've-
season
we've got-
Spider-Man,
so-
right?
Right. This is season late Spider-Man.
So it might be good Venom, or
We
at
have
least
Anti-hero.
Anti-hero
Anti-hero. Venom.
anti-hero.
He's always been anti-hero.
Yeah.
I see him not fighting with Spider-Man. I see them kind of
They might clash.
running into
They-
each other.
yeah, they'll probably
exactly.
clash.
They might spar at like
Yeah.
the first time
Right.
you meet. But after that, maybe we might see good. Maybe he's chasing Carnage. Maybe he's got out. Who knows?
Exactly, because this is late Spider-Man. So
Carnage
there's
Yeah.
should be a
all-
great villain.
Carnage
basically
should be
all
there.
of his
Yeah.
villains are
Should be.
open to
Then
him.
they're all getting out of prison.
So
Right.
you guys mentioned also Mary Jane and Miles Morales being characters that you can play it with.
Right.
Well, we don't know.
Mary Jane confirmed. We don't
Mary
know about
Jane is
Miles.
confirmed, but
But
to
you-
what extent it's not confirmed.
So another thing I'd like to throw at you: what if they get more heroes to play with that are part of the Spider Universe? Like, let's say Venom, you could play as.
That'd be insane.
That'd be
lose
dope.
I don't-
Well,
I
would
just
never
don't
play
see that.
Spider-Man again. so
I just don't see
I
that.
don't see it
No.
happening, but I'd lose my mind.
They should make
If they
a
give you
Venom
if they give you
game.
multiple players, I mean, so Venom and Spider-Man have almost like in almost every single video game, it's usually the same kid except tweaked.
No, like what I'm envisioning for when you're playing Mary Jane is
You're like
Spider-Man is there. But
Right.
he may be like in a battle, and you, as Mary Jane, are trying to go through some
Assist in
objects
some
or
way,
something.
yeah.
Yeah. And so him and somebody may be fighting overhead.
I don't know. They said she was going to be a pretty big part, so I don't know if.
Well,
Repeat that sentence for me.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
She's
She's
what?
going to be a pretty large part of the story.
Thank you.
a large part of the story, but not playable.
Hmm.
So it could be that she
We'll
gets a
see.
mission.
I can't-
I mean, she is obviously a large part of the story because in every
Mary
story
Jane,
trailer
right?
that we have seen, she has been
Right.
in that,
And
and
talking.
so has Miles now.
Right.
And with this latest one, with the three of them standing in the alleyway discussing what their plan of attack was for this new Silver Sable. And I can't remember what Miles said, but it was something along the lines of, "Is this where I begin?" or something like that. Is this what
Right.
you want me to do? And that really got me hyped. I was like, "Oh,
I'm just
dude!"
saying.
But I don't think you play as Miles. I think he may be fighting alongside of you as you play as Peter. And then same thing, like if Venom is anti-hero,
Right.
you fight alongside one another against a Carnage. Not you
Right.
don't take the mantle of Venom.
And it's never been that Venom was like a friend. It was just
Right.
they had a common enemy.
Yeah.
Which is
Usually,
what I see
yeah.
them
Yeah.
doing in this. If he is in this game, that's what I would view him as. He was coming to the city to fight the
Whoever.
We
villains,
were
whoever he was.
two topics
whoever he had a
past this
problem with.
topic before we circled back.
We
to
circled
Spider-Man.
back
Circled back
to
to
Spider-Man
Spider-Man.
because we are amped for it. And the collector's edition that
Derailed on it
is
too.
yeah. This is the collector's
This is
edition.
the Venom show now.
This is you get the full game, a custom steelbook, White Spider sticker, a mini art book
What does the
contains
sticker look like?
it's the emblem.
Is it
On the
the?
PlayStation,
Oh,
right?
We're talking about like this. Is it?
It's an
How
actual
big
sticker.
Is this sticker?
I don't. It doesn't say
I'm
the size.
going to
of it.
steal it from you. Is what I'm telling you.
Is that what you're
That's
saying?
our
Yes.
sticker now.
That's what I'm saying.
It'll be
Okay.
stuck on the Kingdom Hearts PlayStation. we got both.
You're the same.
So you get the mini art book. It contains unique early look concepts and unreleased artwork. The collector's edition Marvel Spider-Man statue by Gentle Giant was who's doing that one. And the Marvel Spider-Man The City That Never Sleeps
I assumed so.
consists of 3 post-launch story chapters featuring
cool.
new characters and missions.
Hey.
I mean,
You
it's
will
not
receive the
Division 2, but it's
DLC
cool.
by March 2019. You get all that for $149.99.
Nice.
So
But not the this.
you get the suit
drone.
packs. Yeah, you do get
You-
that.
you do
Yeah.
get the
drone
5
You
skill
get that
points.
with any pre-order.
Oh,
Ooh.
okay,
nice.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So that's so much for $150. That's
Yeah, you get a
crazy.
ton of it. Yeah, and then the box itself is the big.
And it's a steel
It's the
case.
big
and it's
red spider on the actual collector's
Right.
box too. So
I'm stealing that too.
It's better.
You're gonna get like 3 things out of your collector's edition. The rest are mine.
I just want the statue, and I want it to be that, not him.
Doc Ock.
But yeah,
Doc Ock.
Spider-Man,
Spider-Man.
Doc Ock.
Spider-Man. So
You do kind of have the Spider-Man-esque look.
No,
Kevin.
I
You
look
get the-
like
well,
Green
you got the Peter
Goblin,
going.
guys.
he does.
The kid from Chronicle. I know.
No, not that
I've
kid.
heard it before.
Don't listen to
It's
that.
painful.
Stop.
I wish I was a famous actor.
It's the sunken eyes. That's what it is.
Those Smeagol-looking eyes.
You guys are gonna see me on group play and just be offended for me. They just called this kid Schmeagol. It's Gollum. Thank you.
I mean, it's both.
Deranged
say either
and
one.
sunken. All right, so any
So-
other thoughts on Spider-Man, Kevin?
I have many thoughts on Spider-Man. Would you like to hear them?
No.
Later.
Do we
at a
have
different
time?
day.
Okay.
All right.
Light
Since
a
we're
candle,
talking
give me some
movies, we might as well talk about how Nathan Fillion and his crew went ahead and made their own Uncharted movie.
It's a segue. It's let him do his segue.
Solid,
got it,
solid
yeah.
segue, Kevin.
I know.
So
they're
in
not ready for
this
it. so-
fan-made movie, well, Nathan Fillion's
Yeah.
A-list actor, so I mean, it's not really fan-made. It's famous person made, but
It's considered a fan film.
he did a
Nobody
really
was
good
paid
job.
for this.
I mean, he probably paid for it.
No, they did their own thing.
I mean,
like
there's
that's his
4
own
million
production
hits on
crew. They
YouTube,
but
so
probably
they got
got
paid
so
for
much
it.
They're
cash
getting
off
paid
the
now.
YouTube channel.
and I really hope this turns into a fully featured
So do
film.
I.
That would be nice.
I had the same thought the whole
Yeah.
time you were showing me this. I was
I
like,
thought
man,
this
Yeah.
was like just a blurb of the whole movie they were making, but no,
No,
that's
no,
just
it's
all
not.
of it.
Actually, the Uncharted film has been in hiatus.
Well, the
forever.
story that they set up in this was awesome.
It's so
And
good.
I
Really
wanted to
good.
see it.
I know it's so good.
Especially
it's
as a
like
history
a-
buff, knowing who
Yeah.
Magellan is.
Yeah,
who-
it's great.
who-
Well, that's what makes the
Albuquerque,
Uncharted games
yep.
so good. Is that it's like
real history.
Indiana
Based in
Jones
history,
and
mixed
yeah,
with false history.
it's great. So
Real history.
I mean, he
There's
played,
a little bit of a smudge there in history, but that's fine.
I played a lot of the Uncharted games. I played at least. I didn't play any of the the handheld ones.
They're another PS4 exclusive, so
Yeah.
Yep.
So that was my kick, and
Well,
I think that he did a
PlayStation
really good
exclusive
job
anyway.
playing Nathan Drake.
yeah.
He absolutely it was great.
He was amazing. He
Um,
personified him relatively
Got
well.
the smart ass comments down
Exactly.
real well.
Well,
It
he's
was
played
nice.
that in like every role ever that Nathan Fillion has ever done.
Yep.
He's always about the smart ass kick.
What is
Like-
his name?
Good.
a genuine video game
Buff.
movie
I wish-
masterpiece has never been made yet.
If Doom had
Well,
been
the
all
problem-
first
So-
person,
I knew it was coming.
Could have been.
Doom is up
The
there.
problem is that the people that make them
I
aren't
like
video
Doom
gamers.
so much. That's
Yeah,
true.
and that's,
So if Nathan Fillion is an
But-
actual fan of the game, and
He's
made
a gamer.
right,
He
so
is.
and he makes
Like,
a film based on
he's
that,
Cade
based
6,
on
come
his- based on his love of the game, then that
It'll
would
be a
an
great
incredible
movie.
Yeah.
Right.
like Doom, I think probably is the best video game movie
Okay,
I agree with that.
with
has one good
Nathan
sequence.
Fillion's
yeah, and it's that first person
Uncharted
shooter scene.
coming in at number 2.
his 14 minutes.
No,
Can-
it
can
just
you give
felt
me a
so good
better
watching
live
it.
Yeah, I
action
agree.
video
And
game
then-
adapted movie than Doom.
No, you can't because
Exactly.
they all
There's
suck.
Mortal
I haven't
Kombat,
seen-
complete trash.
I haven't seen the new Tomb Raider. Yet,
Awful,
so I don't know.
terrible.
Was it bad?
Yeah, it's not good.
Hurts.
And also,
can't
like
even
they
play
were
the Tomb Raider
hopeful
games
that the Tomb Raider movie was
motion
going to be the
sickness.
one, and it's not.
Was
And they were
not.
really hopeful that the Assassin's Creed movie with Fassbender,
Twas not.
awful. They just can't do it. And then,
And the thing is,
Nathan
Assassin's
Fillion-
Creed could so easily be a movie.
Easily
It-
be a good movie.
yeah,
It's not that hard.
no,
Not
not
at
at all.
Yes. Anything with that much lore and stuff behind
With
it.
the budget they must have
And
had,
it's-
this
you-
easily could have been
It's
a great
literally,
movie.
it's literally you have lore, and then you're just gonna find a good point in history and say that makes sense, and then
Yep.
there you go,
They
you're
could have
done.
even
Yeah.
taken it right from the game.
Right from the
Just
game.
make it the first one. Make it about Altair.
Ah.
He's a beloved character.
Connor.
Ezio.
I would take Ezio absolutely.
I'd take Connor.
Although Ezio had like
You would
4
take
games.
Connor?
I think that'd be a cool.
You don't
'cause
like
it's
Connor?
during
I
American
didn't mind
history.
Connor.
I wish they'd done more with
It's
Connor.
during American history though, so it'd be a cool, easy
That's-
segue.
That's
It's-
right. That's
Yeah.
that's you're
And
not
your
wrong.
largest box office audience is going to
Exactly.
be U.S. So
Right, but
So the last time I had heard of the Uncharted film being made, it was actually. So I'm pretty sure, like, I guess back in the beginning when they were first discussing it was probably Uncharted 2, I think, was when they were coming around with the idea of doing the Uncharted feature film. And back when they said that, they wanted to have Nathan Fillion as Nathan Drake because Nathan Drake and Nathan Fillion look a lot alike.
they look similar.
it's the,
Well,
they have a good job.
Nathan Fillion has aged a lot. But when
Since
I mean,
right.
when
that's
Uncharted
how
1 and 2
works.
came out, he
Humans
was
do grow old
he was right
as
around
time
that same
passes.
age,
Right.
and like everybody was like, "Oh, that's Nathan Fillion
I mean,
from
Myself,
Firefly."
I'm
Like
much
if you
the
look at
jellyfish
Firefly,
and revert back to sexual
Have you
immaturity
seen-
whenever I hit age 20.
have you
Oh.
seen Firefly?
Here I am.
No.
Yes, I've seen some Firefly, but
It's really
That
I wasn't
Nathan
as big of a
Fillion is
Firefly
basically
fan
what
as
Nathan
most
Drake
are.
looks like. So
Gotcha.
everybody was like, "Oh, Fillion would be able to do
Drake.
Nathan
Perfect.
Drake,
I mean, he
and
still
that'd be a
makes
great
Nathan
Uncharted
Drake,
film."
so.
So,
I should watch
playing an
Firefly.
older
Yeah, but if he-
Nathan, it's
Yeah, exactly.
perfect.
That's what I was gonna say. If he plays an
Not for
older
me, my
Nathan
man.
Drake,
Yeah.
they're all gonna age, even though they're video
Right,
video
yeah.
characters.
So they were back when they first announced that they were going to do an Uncharted film. People wanted Nathan Fillion to play him, and unfortunately, he was never available. And
'Cause he's
the
an
movie
A-list actor.
actually never really took off. It got a director and a writer, and then it went on hiatus, and then it came back with news that the actor was chosen, and it wasn't Nathan Fillion. It was actually Mark Wahlberg. And everybody
I would watch that
was
movie in a
response.
heartbeat.
Everybody's
I love Mark
response
Wahlberg,
was
guys.
that.
It doesn't
What?
make any sense though.
No,
Mark
it makes
Wahlberg.
no sense at all.
It doesn't-
And then it was
I would
not
buy
only.
a million tickets to
Are
that
you-
movie.
do you
He's from
love?
Boston. I hate.
Mark
I think
Wahlberg?
I think he
love
loves
Mark
Mark Wahlberg.
I
I
love
think he.
Wahlberg.
I
He
can
loves
see
Mark
it.
Wahlberg.
You're-
Yeah,
the
he's in
twinkle
love
in
with
your
him.
eye.
Shooter,
man.
one of my favorite movies of all
Easily.
time.
Okay,
The TV
Easy.
show is
guys,
fantastic.
yeah. Let's get
Mark
back on
Wahlberg. Give me
topic
Mark
here.
Wahlberg as Nathan.
No. You don't get to have him.
No. Mm-mm.
Anyway, it was then discovered that Mark was not only going to act in it, but he was also going to write and direct it, perhaps.
Oh.
So, and then that turned
you
into
seen him
being
in The Departed?
nothing.
God.
That's
Yeah,
an
but-
incredible film.
But I'm not
Great
saying
film.
that. I'm just saying that for
It
one,
doesn't make sense
he
for what
doesn't
he does.
look it. He
Right,
doesn't.
yeah.
Act
No,
that
it's
type of
not the right
character.
role for him.
Three Brothers was one of the greatest movies ever made.
I like that film.
That's a great movie.
I'm not saying anything negative about him,
No,
but
not at
he
all.
doesn't
Just
fit
not
into
the
this
acting,
universe.
not
I
his
don't.
role.
I don't.
Right.
And not only that, if they said he
Purposefully.
was going to write and direct,
It was a rumor
Yeah, he's
that he
actually
may
done a lot
actually
of that now.
direct it. Yeah, so that didn't come to pass, and then it went on hiatus. And then the last thing that we heard was about a year ago, I think, when actor Tom Holland, who plays Spider-Man now,
Mhm.
he had mentioned that he would be very interested in playing a young Nathan Drake.
A real,
A
young.
real
A real
12-year-old
young-
Nathan
yeah.
Drake.
12-year-old
Like
Nathan
perhaps Nathan's first quest,
You're right.
type
teenage,
thing. Investigate,
or
yeah.
like young adult.
So
6 years.
uh,
6 years of age. Nathan Drake.
Tom Holland looks young.
Yeah, he
I'll
does.
throw myself in there for that role. I
they
can pull
they
it off.
could make him look older though.
That's
It's-
true.
it's not
Yeah.
difficult.
You grow a
Hollywood,
beard,
Yeah.
he'd probably
it's
age up a little.
cinematography.
Yeah, they
they
could
could
age him
definitely
up.
make that happen.
So, as far as we're aware, that film is actually still in the works right now
Mhm.
because I'm pretty sure that has a writer and a director, and Tom is on board to do that. So we may actually be getting that film, and then this
More
out of
Nathan
nowhere, Fillion and his friends just decided to do this.
And that
So
literally just shot up. I guarantee we're going to see more.
He was really good. It was a good short film. I
I
really
could-
thought it was the start of something like
Yeah.
just a blurb.
Like a trailer.
Kevin just wanted to hurt me some, I guess.
Yeah,
Here,
okay.
watch this.
hey, take a look at this.
I did like how they paid a lot of little small, homages.
They did.
Homages.
Don't pronounce the H.
Homages.
to the actual gaming, like when he dropped out of that window.
Right, and then went
the
third
camera
person
tilt
fight
right
yeah,
there, and you're
Yeah.
like, oh,
And it turns into the video game mode.
ah,
Like
it's so
that was
good.
one of the best parts of Doom. Honestly,
that was the best part of
The
Doom,
perfect.
hands down.
Yeah.
Had Doom been that
The
way the
best
whole
sequence.
movie, it would have been much better.
I
Oh my
agree
God, I would have been
wholeheartedly
puking
with
at the
that.
end from
Yeah,
that
it would-
was
my eyes would
motion
not have liked
sickness.
it, but
definitely
my
not.
heart would have.
And then they were also working on a Last of Us film, and director Sam
see that.
Raimi was going
I
to
mean, it's
direct
basically
that.
a movie as it is.
I
But
really, like,
they
you can't-
they'll
have
find a way
that
to
that
I was
film's
gonna
also
say, like you shouldn't have any way to ruin that
No,
film.
They'll find one.
it's currently in a standstill over creative differences between Sony Pictures and Druckmann. So
Maybe you should listen
Sony
to
hates everybody who isn't Sony. Shocker.
Well, I mean,
Sony doesn't do fan service, so you probably shouldn't listen to Sony.
That's
Yep.
a fact.
They don't care about the fans.
Love The Last of Us, though. Great game.
but for 15 minutes, they crammed a lot of stuff
honestly was
in
like-
there.
I don't want this to end, and
Yeah.
and I know it's 15 minutes long, so like I knew the end was coming up.
Yeah, and the internet is
I saw the tear.
set
It was.
afire from this. So.
Oh yeah, immediately.
This could actually, hopefully, it leads into something. I really would like to see
With this,
this
story,
turned
yeah.
into a big budget film.
As much as I agree with you, unless if they get Nathan Fillion on board and they have him,
He's
I'm
clearly-
pretty
he's
sure
clearly
he's
on
already
on
on
board.
board,
He-
Jake.
he
just
he
did
just made a
That's
fan movie
not
himself.
what I mean. I mean, he can make one all he wants, but that doesn't mean they're going to choose him.
True.
If they choose him and they allow him to help with the creation of it, like maybe
because
writing,
he's an actual fan. Of
that
the-
would be something brilliant.
I think they would probably keep him. They'd probably recast Sully and Chloe.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well,
100%,
Yeah.
yeah. Bigger name actors and
Yeah.
actresses for sure.
But I
The
mean,
villain-
Chloe would be
Villains
banging
would also
in this
be-
movie.
this is the only thing.
For
She
I-
sure.
wasn't bad looking in that though.
I agree, but she would be like when Megan
Amelia
Fox came out
Clarke
for Transformers
banging.
1.
Hmm.
And everybody was like, God damn.
Okay, now we know his secrets.
Amelia Clark, also Daenerys.
Okay,
Just
yeah,
Daenerys.
you're right.
Daenerys.
Yeah, she doesn't look right in her other roles.
When
She
she's
doesn't have blonde
brunette?
hair.
Yeah,
Because
That's
she's
her
naturally
regular-
a brunette. Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
don't
a
like-
wig.
We're used
a
to the
very
blonde
intricate
hair.
wig
Yeah,
she
yeah.
has there for
Yeah.
that.
Well, not every actor does that though.
Mhm.
It's only certain ones that you get stuck on the
Well,
specific role
Daenerys
for.
is such a huge character as well.
Yeah, maybe that's what
That
it
it's
is.
like it's
Yeah.
stuck in your head as she is.
That's
Daenerys,
who she
and
is,
that's-
right?
It's weird to see her as anything else.
Makes me sad. She's not going to
You
be
don't
in the
watch Game
spinoff.
of Thrones.
Fourth
Yeah, that kinda
season.
sucks.
I'm catching
But-
it, but that's not.
It's
No
probably-
no spoilers for Game of
Hey,
Thrones.
see,
It's-
you
it doesn't
talk
matter.
about me.
It doesn't matter how old that is. That's just something you shouldn't
It's still
spoil.
Shouldn't it ruin?
Did you watch all of it, Kev?
Yeah, of course.
I
He's
mean-
up to the times.
Yeah,
I've rewatched.
I'm
season
patiently,
7 like 46
impatiently
times.
waiting for the final
For next
season that they just keep delaying on us. Those bastards.
Back to the Uncharted thing, though. I only hope if they do it, it's with the help of
Fillion.
If
Yeah.
not, it's just going to be a trash.
Unless, of course, it's the Tom Holland version, which is completely different. So
Probably.
Yeah, but
It would be.
We'll see.
they wouldn't do just child Drake. Or
Well, no,
young
this would
Drake.
be.
Just child. He is a grown man, Jake.
he is a grown
Yeah?
man. They're not going to do.
He's a
child
very good
Drake.
older
actor,
than I
for
am.
sure.
He's not in a diaper.
He's like 25.
They can age him
Yeah,
up.
he
He's
is.
older than I am. Yeah, I know.
The look of shock on my
Yeah.
face.
It is.
Picturesque moment, Jake.
But yeah. I mean, I hope they do it well. But I've been saying that for every video game movie ever.
Ever.
One of them is going to be a masterpiece.
So it's got to.
It's
happen.
going to
Doom
happen.
rebooted, and that'll be the masterpiece.
No.
Doom is as close as we have right
Give me-
now.
And
Give me-
it'll literally just be Doom guy first person.
And
through the whole
even
thing.
that movie's not a masterpiece.
No,
it's just
not,
the best
not
video
even,
game movie
it's,
we got.
It's an okay movie.
It's
is
all
what
we have
it
to
is.
look at. Bless you.
Bless
It's
you,
The
Jake.
Rock.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I actually like the main actor in that more than The Rock. So.
I would.
Oh,
You know-
I can't remember his name, but I like his
So-
acting abilities. I
Let-
guess
Before we go ahead, because I know we got to move forward.
this was 8 years ago. So is that-
What
no,
would
that
you guys
that
wanna
guy.
see
He was
for-
in the
Sorry,
new
12
Judge
years
Dredd
ago.
movie too. What is his name?
What would you guys want to see for a video game movie? Like out of
Halo.
animated or live action?
either one.
Live
Halo.
action. Live action.
Live action.
We'll go.
Halo.
Bro wants to see Halo.
Or Fable.
Not Anthem.
Fable's too morally ambiguous with your choices and what happens there, so it
Yeah,
can't.
but they make a choice and they stick with it.
Yeah, they would make a good choice though. You'd be a good guy.
What
Yeah,
about
of
you,
I like
Brennan?
evil Fable.
What would you
I'm
choose?
thinking. Skip me and go to Kevin for now.
Kev?
Gears of
Carl
War.
Urban. That's who it is.
That's the
That-
actor.
Yeah.
Thank you. Answer Jake's question, please.
What's the question?
What would you want to see for a video game movie to come out?
I want to see Mortal Kombat.
A decent one.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to see it done right.
Legend of Zelda.
No,
Yes.
no way.
Hands down.
They'd have to go back old school though.
No way. Who's gonna? No,
Ocarina
that's
of
A live
can't.
action Legend of Zelda.
Yes.
No.
I could
It'd
definitely
be so
go for
hard
it.
to see it. In my
honestly, I would like a live action Witcher movie. Give me that.
That'd be pretty good.
Okay.
Who would play?
Geralt,
No. That's not what I care about here. Who would play the females?
Cersei.
Cersei.
Which was your favorite one? Which one did you end up with? The witch, Brennan?
I always went with Triss Marigold
Triss
Marigold.
every
because everyone chose Triss because she's the
I
best.
chose Yennefer.
Well, you're a fucking loser and get out.
You're gone.
What's wrong with
I
Yen?
played the
Come
game
on.
18 times, so I picked all of them. I tried for both and got chained to a bed and left, and sad Geralt at the end of the game, so I saw it all. Sad Geralt is so depressing.
So Witcher.
I would like The Witcher.
That'd be good.
The Witcher.
I would also like Mortal Kombat
That's
to
got
be
the
done
same
right.
issues as Fable though. It's got so many choices.
Well, it's
Yeah.
that way you're in a set role. You're Geralt of Rivia, and he has a certain.
Actually, no,
mindset.
I'm going to take that back because actually Netflix is developing a Witcher series right
which
now.
does
so-
not.
It's probably not gonna.
I don't
happen.
think it looks.
Yeah,
good.
Oh, you don't think
I
it's going to
saw it.
happen?
No, I think it'll happen.
Anyway,
No,
we're
think-
veering way off course, guys. We got to get back to this. So,
Yeah, true.
Anyway. Microsoft.
Brennan left all by himself.
I'll tell you guys at the end.
What you got? You
Move
didn't
along.
say?
I'm thinking
Say it.
still. No,
Oh,
I'm
you're
still
still
thinking.
He has.
All right, we'll come back
he's
to
never
that.
going to speak again until the
So
end of
I
it.
think
He'll
he
say it.
wants. I think he wants to talk about Spider-Man again. Would you like to do that? No. Okay.
No.
Microsoft announced their fiscal year ends revenue for the year.
Hit us.
They are at. They have topped in just games over 10 billion in sales for the year.
Just is this console or everything?
This is Microsoft's full year results
So probably console and PC then.
and just the gaming business.
Right.
So
yeah, so it
So
definitely.
console and PC.
their revenues are 10.35 billion. They're up 14% over year.
that's
Comparison would be
14%.
Nintendo, which posted 9.7 billion for the year, and Sony posted 17.29 billion for the year. So Microsoft, I want to focus on Microsoft because 10.35 billion in game sales is a great number for them. In particular, because of what they did this E3
Right.
with announcing new studios
Coming
and
forward.
such. Yeah. So they have plenty of capital to really invest in these studios and put forth some incredible games.
I'd be not to cut you off, but I'd be very interested to see these numbers come next year with Game Pass, where all of their exclusives are going to be free for us. So basically, there are going to be months where all of the subscription owners who have Game Pass aren't getting a game, but we're still paying Microsoft to make sure that we have the capability of whatever.
Right.
So I think with this many people getting the subscriptions to make sure that we get all of the exclusives for free, I think this number goes way up next year.
The Xbox specific revenues were up 36%.
Jesus.
The company attributed the gain primarily to performance of their third-party releases because they haven't released anything.
Right. Well, yeah, so they kind of had to attribute it to that, but
Yeah.
But at least they're showing some love for those third
And
parties and
yeah.
saying, "Hey,
Well, they also
come
announced
work for
their
us and we'll
current-
buy
Is that
5
kind of
new
your
studios."
tagline? Showing some love? You say that a lot,
Xbox.
my man.
I don't even pay attention to it.
their Xbox Live users, their
Mhm.
current, are 57 million active users.
I'm a proud member of that community.
We all are. Every single person here except for
Kevin and does Jake have live?
Yeah.
All right, and just Kevin.
I'll
Kevin,
be in
once
soon.
again,
I'll
you're
be
a loser.
shortly
Get
in.
out.
I'll be in.
for
Yeah, so that's really good news because something that concerns me about Microsoft is they are quick to pull the plug on things.
Mhm.
Scale bound.
Yeah.
Painful.
Don't hit me with that in the middle of the
Hit 'em.
podcast.
Hit them.
I'm gonna be.
How it could have
I'm
been
not gonna be
such a
able to
good
speak
game.
the
Yeah.
rest of the time.
I'm gonna wipe his
I think
tears.
I think
God.
they had great promise and it had a hiccup and they missed a timeline and Microsoft pulled the plug and that was just
The end of it.
that quick.
It hurts.
So what concerns me with Microsoft is when they announce we have all these studios, what happens if the studio releases a game that isn't critically acclaimed or isn't consumer acclaimed as well?
I think that's
Like-
why they went out and bought Ninja Theory and all
Microsoft
these
doesn't
others
really
that
but yeah, okay, so they
destroy the
buy
studios. I mean, they've canceled projects, of course, but
right, but they could cancel projects
right.
and have these studios just do what they want them to do. And then
For
thus making the
sure.
studio not that studio anymore.
But I don't think a company like Microsoft buys a studio like Ninja Theory to do just what they want them to do.
They during the E3 performance, I got the feeling that they're letting them have a little bit of free reign here.
Right.
When he was speaking about it, he was talking about how Microsoft as a whole was bringing in these studios to do what they've been doing because they've been doing it great on their own without much backing. Now they've got Microsoft behind them, and I really got the feeling that he was saying, "Hey, you guys have been doing great. We respect it. Now you're gonna come do it with us, and you're gonna have all this budget behind you, and you're gonna make great games, and they're gonna have the budget they deserve." And that's the feeling I got.
I got that feeling too. And seeing these numbers from what they have been able to accomplish this past year, especially not releasing any exclusives other
Right.
than, what was it, Sea of Thieves?
Right.
And State of Decay 2.
which isn't a full game.
2. It's a full
And
$40, sorry, not a full price.
was there any other
$30
exclusive games that came out? I don't.
Not that I can think of.
Vermintide?
Vermintide 2 just
But
released.
nothing AAA.
No.
Right.
And they had this kind of revenue. So that's a good sign for
The-
And they
Microsoft.
released Game Pass as a whole. So.
Yeah, and Game Pass is going to be. I'd like to see the statistics just on Game Pass alone.
I'd like to see from E3 to now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Well, I'd like to see this next year.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be insane. But
Yeah.
from E3 when it was announced to now,
no, those
The numbers would
fiscals,
be insane.
Yep.
reportings, was that from
That's from-
2017 to present, or was that from
Yeah.
2017 January to December?
no, it
No,
would
that's
be-
their fiscal year.
Yeah,
It just
it'd be
ended.
2017
right.
September.
So we got to
or
look at
27.
it's starting
August to
now,
August.
and the releases that are happening now, and over the next 6-7 months,
They're all on
I
next
think they're
year.
They're
going to
insane.
destroy their what
Well,
they
yeah,
have
because
here.
they actually have.
Forza comes
Yes.
out next
Yeah,
month.
Forza coming out,
2 months.
and 2 months, and then they had
Ori's
some.
next year.
Yeah, Ori.
Will of the Wisp.
Yeah, and that's
Uh,
going to be a big hit for them.
Gears.
Gears.
Halo Infinite,
Halo.
is coming.
Well, we didn't get a date on Halo, but
No, we didn't get dates,
But
but,
they're all
they
coming,
all said,
yeah.
"Oh no, we didn't get any. We didn't
yeah,
even get a year for
on
Halo."
Halo Infinite.
But for Gears and stuff, we
They
got
gave us all kinds of
2019. So
exclusives. We can't.
yeah.
That's the problem with having that many is we can't remember them because
that is true.
there's
And then
just so many.
They're written down somewhere.
I was gonna say we wrote
Yeah.
down a list.
we got the list somewhere, but
Every single one of us did. I'm pretty sure.
that's
No, I do
really
not.
big
That's a
news,
lot.
and
That's a good sign moving forward for sure. For
Yeah.
Well,
for
I
Microsoft.
mean, we knew that there was a driving force behind them going out and doing this and buying all of these studios, and now this kind of confirms that they're doing really well, and that's
Yeah.
why they're saying, okay, well, our console sales are up 36%. Let's give them something to play.
And that's what we said that they had to do this year because they really had to.
Right.
Because you can't just say, "Hey, we got the best console."
And
we
the
did
next
it.
one.
Go
We
watch
did it,
Netflix.
guys. We made the best
Go
one.
watch Netflix faster than any PS4 user.
Let me tell you how well you can not watch Netflix
Let
right
me
now.
tell you how quickly I watch Netflix, Jake. I lay down and it's on. I don't wait a second in my Netflix playing. So I don't know what you guys do, but I find that more fun than pretty much anything else in life. So
That's all he ever wanted in life.
It's at least 2 seconds faster than PlayStation.
it's at least 6.
Oh,
3 to 6.
I would say it's 3 times as fast, at least.
Okay. So moving on now to what you may have thought could have been sad news, but it's not actually sad news at all. So
This is the
a person has left BioWare after 22 years, and it was an exit that was friendly. It's just,
amicable.
It's 22 years.
he's been there for 22 years. He was the lead designer on Baldur's Gate,
Huge game.
and he is a true veteran for BioWare, and he
announced
will be
this on
missed.
Twitter, I do believe.
His name is James Olin, and he has left to start a new venture, and he is actually writing a book,
Mm-hmm.
and it's called Odyssey of the Dragon Lords. And he's working on it with another former
Take my money.
creative director from BioWare. And this book actually is part of Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition.
Hey.
5 years.
And that's
before
why I
it's
wanted
adapted
you
into
to
a
be
game.
here, because I wanted to know how you would respond to this. So you have 2 ex-BioWare writers writing
Who helped
Dragon
make
Age.
Baldur's
Or
Gate,
not Dragon
which
Age.
is
Dungeons and Dragons.
Right.
a Dungeons and Dragons game. I'm
Well,
all
I think
for
he
that.
also worked on Dragon Age, if I do remember correctly.
I'm pretty sure he did too.
Which
yeah.
I mean, still had the same type of
Huge lore.
build.
Huge
Yeah.
lore.
So I mean, like, I'm all for that. I will buy that immediately. You tell me where to sign, I'll go. I'll play.
So James was a creative director at BioWare, and so is his partner.
I mean, is it a
which
book
is
or is
Jesse
it like a
Sky.
campaign?
It's probably going to be a campaign.
It's a campaign.
Yeah.
Ooh, I mean, I'm down to
Yeah.
play that.
It's a hardcover source book.
I'm ready to go.
It won't be
That's
a
campaign,
$5
right?
one like your other one.
It would be. I didn't buy that. I contributed,
Your
but
Invisible Sons. That's what it is.
I
right?
didn't buy that.
Monty Cook's Invisible Sons.
Just happened to fall into his hands. Nobody worry about the method
So-
Jake used.
Olin had been lead designer of Star Wars: The Old Republic MMO
That was a huge story based. Yeah.
and original Baldur's Gate, and he also had credits for Neverwinter Nights, Jade Empire, and Mass
Also,
Effect Andromeda.
Neverwinter is also a Dungeons and
The
Dragons.
last one.
Andromeda.
You heard us all.
So a little
Stung.
bit about that though. Like this person, like Baldur's Gate, Neverwinter, like almost all the games that you've mentioned has the building mechanics from D&D inside of them. Every single
Well,
game.
Neverwinter is a D&D, so
Yes, it's literally.
Oh, they all are.
Yeah, but I'm
really.
referring to every game that he
Right, yeah,
mentioned.
yeah.
Because every single like D&D has its roots in almost everything.
So I may not be saying this right, but their
Gaming
new
as a
company
whole,
is
for sure.
Arcanum Worlds or Arcanum Worlds. however you-
Arcanum.
Arcanum.
Is that with a K or a C?
No,
So
it's
this is
CAN,
the
but-
artwork for the Player's Guide to Odyssey of the Dragon
Oh,
Lords.
this is that shit.
The excitement.
Ooh.
This is cool, guys. None of you can see it, but it looks really cool.
If you want
It
to
is
go
a
check out
winged
Ar-
person.
Arcanum
There's a
Worlds
dragon behind
website.
a woman.
She's petting
Your
the
eyesight
dragon.
needs to.
I
improve.
apologize. I did not have LASIK recently.
Yeah.
Let me see that again, Kevin.
Let me take
So
it.
on their official website, if you sign up, they'll actually give you the free Player's Guide.
I still see a winged person, yes. I think the dragon's just a lizard.
You need to work on it.
Yeah,
Just
you-
a lizard in
you-
the background, and she has wings, I promise you.
Oh my god.
I totally support that 100%.
Yeah,
I-
it looks great. I mean, I'm not a
Tabletop.
tabletop guy, but
They
You
said
haven't
so.
tried
Here's
it yet.
here's a
We
short.
played.
I played some
Warhammer.
Warhammer back in the day.
Yeah.
They said that their first project is a hardcover source book for the 5th edition of the world's greatest role-playing game. This epic adventure is set in a fantasy world inspired by ancient Greek mythology.
Ooh.
Oh, that's nasty.
That's nice.
There's so much you can pull from Greek
And
mythology.
you guys could be playing it.
That's why I'm excited for Odyssey.
True.
Well, that's historical fiction. I mean, I'm sure there will be light.
I mean, there were gods in Origins.
Well, I mean, there were really gods in all the Assassin's Creed, the whole end of the world, Juno arc they were going
The
through and
apple?
whatnot. Right.
Eve's
Yeah.
apple or the golden
So,
apple, whatever it was.
James Olin, Neverwinter Nights, Dragon Age Origins, Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, Knights of the Old Republic, Star Wars The Old Republic.
That did
Jesse
mention
Sky
Andromeda right there.
is Star Wars The Old Republic,
Would you? In your bio?
Galactic Stronghold, Shadow of Revan, Knights of the Fallen Empire, expansions for Star Wars The Old Republic.
That's a lot of.
And they also
All
have
the good stuff right there.
another writer who they're keeping hush for now. It's a mystery writer. They're excited to be working with one of their good friends, a very talented author who lives in Austin, Texas, and they'll be announcing at a later date.
It's weird how many writers actually do live in Texas.
Yeah.
Must be the heat or something. They like to sit inside and type, I guess.
So I thought you'd be excited to hear something. Like
That is pretty
ex-Bioware
exciting,
people are writing Dungeons & Dragons. I'm actually not a Dungeons & Dragons player, but I want this book.
Yeah, it makes you want to. It does. It's a cool crossover, especially as all of us being big Bioware fans, especially Dragon Age. And
I mean, if I'm getting a Bioware story and I can play a
like you're
tabletop
playing a
game or
character in
whatever,
it, yeah,
I'm going to do that.
yeah.
That's a Bioware story.
Jake
Don't
is so
look
happy
at me like
right
that.
now. There is so much joy in
There
him.
is. There is just.
Oh
I
my
will
God, they're
play
gonna
the
do
shit
it.
out of that game. It's a Bioware game.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
exactly what it
Just
is.
say the word.
I'll
I'm
try my
playing.
hand at anything BioWare made,
Yeah.
which is how I played Andromeda.
Yikes.
You can't see
there
it,
are three
but
tears
there
on
is
his face right
so much pain inside of me.
I'm pretty sure they
Yeah.
felt it.
I'm going to name my character Andromeda. Andrometer.
Andromeda.
I'm sure everybody will.
gonna
Every
name it
group
Ryder.
will have an Andromeda.
It's not
Or
Shepard.
Ryder.
Just give him a
No.
first name, guys.
Ryder.
God, reboot that series. Please.
Seriously.
Please.
Or if you are going to go off and do a new campaign, do it right.
Just don't do that. God,
No, don't do that.
that's so painful.
Anthem.
Anthem, here we go.
Oh,
Give me
no.
Anthem.
No, don't do it. So, I was saving that one for That's why I was hoping you'd be here
that's
for
very
that
cool.
one, Jake.
That's huge.
That's pretty exciting.
I'm excited.
Get us
kind of,
into it, Jake. There you go.
It brings two separate worlds together. Tabletop gaming's been huge for ever. It's been it's
At least a century now.
yeah. Before video gaming was ever even thought of, tabletop was being done.
And
Yeah.
put that into perspective. These guys were designers and creators of these types of stories to begin with. So
Right.
expecting a campaign where it's going to be bad is probably
Yeah. It's
going to be good.
yeah.
I'm excited for Greek mythology, too. So
Yeah, it's a cool crossover
I
for
think it's gonna be
gamers.
dope.
That a lot of
Yeah.
us don't see the tabletop side of things or have never gotten into it. It's always been kind of in the movies and stuff, it's always been viewed as dweeby or nerdy.
yeah.
But we all play video games anyway, so now to
Yeah.
kind of cross it over to tabletop, it's definitely going to be a cool option.
Well, I'm just saying, anybody who's listening, you can always just let us know if you guys want us to do that in the future.
Yeah, where can they go to let us know that, Jake?
Oh, there's tons of places. You can go to Twitter. You can leave a comment at tsgg.online. You can go just about
Yeah,
anywhere you
maybe
want.
just the main website there,
Yeah,
the
that'd be the best place.
tsgg.online, the website built to host us.
Oh,
Go there.
For the comments.
who made that
Drop us a
website?
line.
I don't know,
Let
Jake.
us
Some
know what you
awesome
think.
guy. That's all
Super
I know.
cool, good dude.
He's
Awesome at stuff. Oh, that's
Not
all I know.
a dweeb.
I do what I can.
definitely a dweeb.
All right,
Don't
so
forget to add the citizen part, like you're a superhero.
Hail, citizen.
that was an Oblivion reference.
Yes,
I'm
it
proud
was.
of that.
Well done.
Let's round up the show.
Was that all the topics? Not enough?
Oh, we
thought
We
this
got
was
one
we
more
missed.
topic.
That's what I thought.
Octopath,
Octopath
Oh
Traveler.
God.
where we
Nintendo's
How
new
much time we got?
gem.
Not a lot.
What? So I owe you all an apology because a week ago I told you I would have a review for you.
He does.
I do not. It took a long time for a certain company to deliver my copy of the game, so I was delayed on reviewing
Let's
it
not
for
blame
you.
Them.
I
the U.S. mail.
I was given the Wayfarers edition. Actually, I was not given it. I purchased
He
it.
purchased it for lots of money.
I did. It's the Wayfarers edition, which we will be putting up an unboxing video for you all. And we also recorded the first 15 minutes video, so look for that as well.
Look for that on Monday, yes?
Yeah, Monday. But they won't hear this until Tuesday.
Look for that the day before you.
The free peoples won't hear this until Tuesday, but any of you getting it early on Patreon, look for it on Monday. Anyway, first 15 minutes turned
like
into
breaking
about
the
the
fourth wall.
first hour.
Including
Because-
the first boss fight.
Yeah.
This game is incredible. Way better than I had expected it to be so far.
And you
The
all heard
first
how he expected it to be,
Boss
so.
fight was
Very.
awesome, and it was challenging. And it
And it's
took
like a tutorial.
18 minutes to take down the first boss in the game, which usually is a pushover in any game that you play. And it was a challenge. And man, am I ready to
You
get...
should let them know which class you played as well, because that's going to differ
True.
depending on the class.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Because this is... the way I'm envisioning this is that you're playing the origin story, and then you're going to meet up later.
Right.
So
Right.
you're right. So,
So whose
I'm
path
playing...
did you choose, Kevin?
I chose the Thief's Path.
Who among this group plays that, Kevin? Kevin.
Every.
But yeah, one thing
My
I will
good
say-
friend Brennon told me to choose this class. I am happy that I did because I'm having a great time playing the Thief so far. Choosing between sword and dagger as my two main physical attacks. I also have a fire attack, and I also have a steel ability to start the game with. And
Stealing seems a little OP outside of combat.
right, I was just about to mention that the steel ability is actually your, what did they call it? The trait? The class
that's
trait?
your trait, yes.
So that class trait,
Talent, actually, is what they
class
said.
talent. So the
yes.
class talent is an ability that you get to use outside of battle. So for the thief, you actually walk up to the people that you can interact with, and you can steal from them. And there's a percentage right there. And in the zone that we are in currently, it's been 100% for every character. So I'm imagining that it's going to get a lot more difficult when we get out into the world, because in case you forgot, this game is between 80 and 100 hours long
Per path.
per path, possibly.
And
But anyway,
I mean, the stuff you can steal. I mean, this is the first area. Kevin has a necklace that prevents him from being slept.
slap.
The sleep status cannot be applied to Kevin.
Correct.
And that's
as well as the evasion earring, things like that
Yeah,
that are
and the evasion.
special things.
And it was 10%, which is
10%
Right, that's
evasion
high.
increase.
really
That's
good, yeah.
right.
So it's not junk.
Yeah.
And from one character, I stole 3 different weapons from, and one of them I could actually use that was good, and the other 2 I sold for a good amount of coins. So.
Right. So it's,
So what I'm wondering about this
before
mechanic,
Brett continues, Brett.
So what I'm wondering
One
about
thing
this
that I've
mechanic-
noticed already at this point is skill investment is pretty important.
Yeah, it
'Cause,
does.
I mean,
look
there were
that way.
2 skills we were stuck between. I wanted HP steal.
Yeah.
Kevin wanted essentially a debuff that lowers the enemy's attack. He went
Yeah.
with the debuff, which was honestly a very smart decision because in that boss fight, it probably saved his life several
Also,
times.
it costs less skill points to use that one.
Less SP.
Cloud
Is that
wanted-
skill points?
There's
Is it
Like
skill
that
points
phone.
or stamina points? I'm
Cloud
not
the
really
cat
sure.
wanted to
Special
say hello.
points, maybe.
Special
Yeah,
points?
Cloud
Not really
just
sure.
tried to murder us, but
skill points.
I thought it was Barrett.
it's
actually,
Barrett,
but
yeah.
No, that was Cloud.
It was
That was
Cloud.
that was 100% Cloud just dropped someone's phone on the
He
floor. I
pushed
think it
my
was
phone
yours.
on. the
Oh,
floor.
yeah, he was sick of
He
that.
said that doesn't belong there.
He got rid of it. So, yeah, well, SP, because I'm not really... It could
Yeah,
be stamina points. Yeah, it's
based
stamina.
on like what the way that you use them when you use a skill or something makes me think that it's stamina points.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I know.
So we...
Always need
Yeah, it
more
was
special
4
points?
points
I don't know
for
special points, but it
the...
doesn't matter.
for the debuff, and then it was 6 points for the health steal, which is probably going to be my next one that I get. Is going to be the health steal.
Yeah, until
so.
they open up 4 more of them, and you're like, wow, that's really
Well, actually, with the because there were the next skill that I unlock is going to unlock more
The next
skills.
tier,
So
right.
I got
Yeah.
another- I don't know if it's a whole other tree.
I think it's just one more skill
Right.
based on how it
Man,
looks.
that would be
but I
insane.
can't- If it's a whole tree, that'd be awesome.
If it's a whole tree, then this game is way bigger.
Well, the thing
I mean,
is,
if it's going to be 100
80
hours,
to
you
100
gotta-
True.
hours
needs to
and-
be that
and
long.
you start off kind of like what we noticed, you're kind of in a good spot already
Yeah.
as far as your character goes. Like your guy,
You're well known.
You're kind of a badass.
Yeah.
So,
Well established, I
Best.
should say.
Yeah.
Well
So to
established.
go up from there, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if it's a whole tree that comes out next.
Could
or
be.
a whole tree of options anyway.
But the gameplay itself is very, very fun. It is a turn-based battle system, and
But there's definitely strategy to it.
there's
Yeah.
there's a ton of strategy
All
to it.
turn-based combat, or you really have to strategize.
Also, I don't know how to describe these visuals
Nostalgic.
because they're very retro, but they're very current. Very retro, but very modern.
Right.
crisp, clean,
So crispy.
very smooth.
Crispy.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Really
so
crispy.
Basically,
It's basically so crispy.
I
Is what he's
apologize.
saying.
Anyway,
Kevin threw me off with his
They-
crispy comment.
like
The-
when the
It's
first time I hit
clean.
somebody with a fire attack and they just disintegrated,
Yeah,
that was
nice.
awesome.
Everything kind of flows really well. It's really smooth combat, but at the same time, it's got that old school
This is just-
JRPG feel.
This is a very minor spoiler, so sorry to
I
all
mean, they're
of
gonna
you.
watch the first.
But the
hour. I guess
first-
it's not a first 15 anymore.
But the first boss fight, like when you go into the battle screen and then you see the size of the boss, I was just like, whoa! And it was just it's little things like that just make this game
Well,
awesome.
Right, the detail.
That of course pulls from the roots of Squeenix. You know?
It does, yeah. It's
Pulls
like
straight from
man,
those old Final Fantasy games where the
Yeah.
bosses usually are gigantic in comparison to
I
these.
just want to get to exploring and finding dungeons and what's inside there.
Right, we're only an hour into the game.
We're
so, I
still
mean, there's-
in what
We have at
what
least
we'd
79
probably call the
home hours.
prologue.
right.
Yeah,
The origin story.
the
Kinda,
origin
yeah.
story, and then we're going to be going into the
Right.
world and making our party because currently in the main menu we still have question marks for some of the
For party
lines.
options.
So yeah, we are very early, about an hour in so far, and yeah, I'm just gonna end the show and go play it.
There it is.
So that is all the time we have this week. But no, seriously, look forward to the unboxing video, which we'll be posting up this week, and also the first 15. And we're going to post that boss fight video for you guys because it did take about 18 minutes for that boss fight. So if you want to see that boss fight, that'll be getting posted for you too.
And then the group plays will come later
Yep.
on.
And then
our whole new schedule this week that we announced in our last podcast is going to start up this week. So we've got first 15s, group play, let's plays, and rewinds coming at you this week. Look forward to it all on our youtube.com/The Society.
Yeah. That is all the time we have this
Thunder
week.
stolen.
I want to thank you all for listening, and thank you guys for being here on the panel. On the what? On the panel.
On the pin.
Good
We
work.
apologize for
We've
all
said
the
a lot of words
misspeaking
tonight.
today.
Yeah. Something's happening. Don't forget, you can find us at tsgg.online, Twitter, and YouTube. Patreon.com/TSGG is where you can help us continue to make better content for you. Check out our levels and subscribe if you can. If you can't, that's all right too. You just have to wait a handful of days more, and you can find us on all of the podcast services out there for free. Have a great week, everyone.
See you all next time.
See ya.
I'm gonna kick someone's ass in Mortal Kombat.
He's going to lose. Bye.